What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Stomp podcast, where Kaleb now actually may be an official, content creator officially.
Yeah, finally. I don't have to use a shit laptop anymore.
We won't hit the fucking cops on us half the time.
Hopefully not.
Fucking the webcam is really fucked up then.
Yeah, if the webcam I bought two hours ago, if even that long ago, does that shit. Shit.
Then
man.
It gotta be your lights then, bro.
Gotta be the lights.
Alrighty. Today we're talking about our top 20 wrestlers of the year because we want to make it be a little bit different and extend it out the episode. But we also have some news to talk about, probably. I know you have stuff bookmarked. I can go at the top of my head.
I have some stuff. I don't have as much as I usually do.
This week's been pretty slow compared to last week.
Oh my thing, yeah. So first off, Finn Balor woke up Christmas Day scared that R-Truth was gonna be under his tree.
Well, he should have been.
And then the typical R-Truth responded to him with pictures laying under his tree.
Yeah.
The next one, and this isn't news, this is wrestling fact, because who doesn't love a wrestling fact on the year? The three wrestlers with the most losses this year. Ludwig Kaiser lost 74 matches this year.
Good.
Giovanni Vinci lost 69 matches this year.
So how's Imperium a top fucking faction? That's my question.
Because if it's not Gunther, they lose. It's just they always win with Gunther. And then the person with the third most losses was Bayley.
Makes sense.
Because Bayley lost every fucking match, it felt like.
She won a few. Why are we barking? Quiet.
Bro, your dog is down. They're just down bad for Bayley. Bayley.
I don't know. He barks at random stuff all the time. This is the first time I've heard him barking and recording though, and he barks straight at me. Did you know that Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton are like a couple?
Really?
Yeah. Can you knock it off?
See, Shiloh, quiet. This is why you're the official dog of CSP. You stay quiet the whole time.
Yeah. So, I think that Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton are a couple. Like, I'm 95% sure that they're a couple. I could be wrong though. But I remember seeing something on like TikTok or like online that they're a couple. Aside from that, some actual news.
We'll let you cook up yours because I hope it's what I'm cooking up.
Mercedes Moné's a WWE superstar again.
Is that official?
No, but she
posted
a picture yesterday or 2 days ago, called "Happy Holidays." All I want for Christmas is Monet. Which, if the way she worded it on Twitter was like each word on its own with Happy Holidays, which is Triple H, and then Monet, like all she wants for Christmas is Monet. She's back. She's fucking back.
Oh, God, this is you doing your CM Punk.
Oh, this is absolutely doing my CM Punk.
Reading into every little detail.
But hey, she also posted on Instagram like those AI Funko Pop things that they've been doing.
Yeah.
And they had WWE in them.
The recent thing I've seen is someone close to her retweeted a tweet that says about her saying we're coming back.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest hint towards where she's going that I've seen.
She's going back, baby.
Hopefully.
She's back. I'm 95% sure.
In more confirmed news,
that Liv Morgan is basically pardoned because Biden fucking did a sweeping marijuana pardon.
Oh.
So there's no. I guess Liv Morgan's no longer in trouble.
Apparently, I didn't even know about that. Apparently, hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, like he apparently pardoned everyone who has been involved or has ever been involved with any marijuana type crime.
Oh shit! Hey, go live. Joe's a wrestling fan. Let's
I was
go.
gonna say, Joe made a fucking call. It was like Liv versus Rhea Mania. It's happening.
we need this to happen. America needs it. The simps need it.
If that's what you want to call me, I guess.
Yes.
Any other news that I'm like completely forgetting about?
The not as important news, but it's good to hear. Bray Wyatt is the voice actor in Diary of the Olympic Kid Winter Fever.
Yes.
Last time we're hearing his voice.
I feel like there's something else down the line that or like is
Hopefully.
showed, but
hopefully
it's nice to hear his voice.
But it's nice. It's nice knowing we had one more Bray Wyatt thing at least.
It does sound like Wyndham.
It makes me so happy. But the big news that broke. This is before talking about SmackDown. All Japan Wrestling and WWE have broken down the forbidden door.
Yeah, Vince must be like fucking like
Hunter.
No, but I'm saying like Vince must be like in like his room, just like staring at a wall and like
what's happening? What's happening? This is not how it's supposed to be. But the big news was William Regal. First off, associated himself with NXT again. So now everyone's like, give us Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce, and William Regal as GMs.
Yeah.
It's all we want. William Regal back as GM NXT.
Well, his no compete is up like at the end of this month, so he'll be back on starting in the new year.
Yeah, and I think he will be the GM. I feel like they
won't waste him but not being on.
They're really going back to having GMs.
Yeah.
Which is good because they don't do anything.
They do.
There's nothing that dictates anything, but having that presence is just so nice. Especially since Nick Aldis has been crushing it as a GM.
Yeah, we'll talk about Nick Aldis in a minute.
When we get to SmackDown. But William Regal announced that his son, Charlie Dempsey, is going to be going to All Japan Wrestling.
Is that his son? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's his son. Because he won, which is going to be great for him, I think, to see that side of the world. Because that's really what took Regal that next step was traveling.
Ooh.
So that's all the news I had saved. There was a lot of All Japan stuff. What it was.
This week's been really slow in the news cycle.
Yeah.
Let me give a quick run through on my side of Twitter things. The Rock might be coming back.
Oh yeah! Oh my! Yeah, I forgot. Told the Make-A-Wish kid he's gonna be back.
It's not the most confirmed source in the world, but
I don't think The Rock would tell the kid he's coming back and not come back.
Really?
I think The Rock's a good person.
He's a good person, but it doesn't mean he won't lie to a kid because he wants to look
But
good.
he lied to a Make-A-Wish kid. Or was it Make-A-Wish? I want to say it was Make-A-Wish.
That's the main group, yeah.
But I want to say it was a Make-A-Wish kid. I couldn't remember if it was kid or if he was at a Make-A-Wish event.
It was he
told a specific kid. I can't tell. I don't remember if it was specifically he was there for that kid, or if it was at an event and he happened to be at that event.
I think he was like at a hospital or something.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But on top of The Rock, actually, did you see what he dressed up for yesterday? Yesterday would be Christmas for us.
He dressed up as himself in the 90s, yeah.
And put on a wig.
There's suggestions that they will split the tag team belts and the build to Mania 40.
Do it sooner, please.
Well, the build is literally like starting next week, so
yeah. I want to split them at Elimination Chamber. I do not. I want those
at the Chamber. Split at a fucking Rumble, my guy.
I want. They're not gonna. There's not enough time at the Rumble.
There's time at the Rumble.
You have 2 hours dedicated to 2 matches.
All you got to do is announce a new belt and make it a fix.
And then you have to build the title up, have a tournament, go New Day versus the Creed Brothers. Even though we're gonna probably get Creed Brothers Judgment Day at the Rumble.
Yeah. We're recording this on the 26th of December. It's coming out the 30th. Yeah.
30th, yep.
But tonight's house show at MSG is the
Debut to CM Punk,
it's a debut of CM Punk. That is correct. That is his first match against Dominic Mysterio.
which is awesome.
Has set the highest record of attendance in MSG in over 8 years, with 15,300 tickets sold
Do you know what
for
that
a
just tells?
house show.
Do you want to know what this just tells me, Grayson?
That Sasha Banks is coming back at MSG tonight.
No, because last year at the MSG show, 2 years ago, it was Roman Brock was the headline for the house show. So CM Punk.
Why is MSG in these fucking house shows?
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. It was the first time Roman and Brock had wrestled the house show in years, and they've had a title match at MSG.
Well, Roman did a house show earlier this year.
I think it was at Madison Square.
Was it? I thought it was. I wanted to say it was in Mexico for some reason.
It might have been. It might have been.
He defended against Ray, which makes no sense.
Then it probably was Mexico. It was probably Mexico, but it was like the first time they both had wrestled a house show in forever.
Yeah, like
especially Brock. Brock don't do house shows.
Brock and Roman would not do a house show.
Yeah,
house shows are incredibly fun though. If you have never gone to a house show, go to a house show. They're a different type of environment because when you go to like a Raw, it's very much catered towards the TV audience. But when you go to a house show, it's very much crowd intensive.
The only time I had a chance to go, it was a 3-hour drive, and I had to pay for it was in the middle of a school semester. Well, so it was actually a 5-hour drive. Gas, pay for the ticket, and then drive back. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do all of that for a house show.
They're incredibly fun.
I eventually will go to one.
And they're a lot cheaper than going to like a Raw.
Oh yeah,
by a lot.
Do you have any other news off the top of your head, or should we move to SmackDown?
Mercedes Moné, like the apparent demand is higher than Charlotte's contract that came out. So back out the Brinks trunk trips, like literally, give her the truck. Like, give her the truck. Not even like just the money, just the truck. Kaleb was intensely looking at his phone, I think.
Okay.
Something
we have to talk about this.
Jesus Christ, what dropped?
ESPN's Pro Wrestling Awards for 2023.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Women's Wrestler of the Year was Rhea Ripley.
Makes sense.
I won't hate it. Men's Wrestler of the Year, Cody Rhodes.
It's wrong, but okay.
Storyline of the Year was The Bloodline.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Breakthrough Star was LA Knight.
Makes sense. We didn't give it to him in our awards, but we mentioned him.
He was one of the names. I'm going to skip pay-per-view for now. Promo of the Year. Promo Artist of the Year was MJF.
Wrong.
Who?
Seth.
No, it's MJF. Match of the Year was Omega vs. Ospreay.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Tag Team of the Year was...
Didn't you mention both those matches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Debut of the Year was CM Punk. And the pay-per-view of the year was WrestleMania.
I understand why they might have put it there. There was many good matches in WrestleMania. Just we didn't agree with it.
I don't think you could.
You should go back. If you haven't, go back and watch those episodes. I'm working on making those actual like short form videos, but yeah.
Did you hear about the Santi controversy?
Didn't his old tweets come out?
It was someone edited someone else's tweets.
Oh, fun.
That's what he's claiming, is someone edited someone else's tweets, plugged Santi's profile picture, changed, and just to frame him.
They tweet gendered, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I paid attention to it, really.
I scrolled by it. I'm like, I trust Santi.
When those controversies pop up, I'm not going to do anything until like something like solid pops up.
Yeah.
Like when you groom a kid and then you make a whole ass video singing about it. That's what I typically would be like, Not a good thing. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Now, SmackDown.
Smackdown. Dakota did the gritty again.
That's
the main thing I took away from it.
Only thing you care for was the gritty.
Yeah.
was the gritty. Okay. So, the quick overview.
Nick Aldis is got some big balls.
He does.
Massive balls. Bigger than the Miz.
Orton, Styles, and LA will battle in a triple threat. We knew that.
That is for New Year's Revolution.
That is for, I think that's when it's going to take place.
I was listening to the last video. I said New Year's Revolution twice. New Year's Evil is on Tuesday for NXT. New Year's Revolution is Friday for SmackDown, and day one is Raw. I'm clarifying my comment from last episode so I don't fuck people up.
That's fair. We had Mia Yim.
Yeah.
Pin Io Sky.
Oh.
And we'll have a title match.
I'm so excited for that title match. Mia Yim deserves the fucking world. She's great. She's very much underrated in my mind.
And the fun parts. Mm-hmm. The final for the U.S. title will be Kevin Owens versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah, I saw the Logan Paul.
Bro, he did not have to do Kevin like that.
Didn't have to do Kevin like that. Call him he looks like Reddit. He was a person.
He's a guy who wouldn't even take his shirt off at the pool. You know, he just said he built his old story off Rey Mysterio. Kevin, he looks like Reddit if he was a person. Kevin's gonna win that match.
I think that's the only person who can, yeah.
And then I was thinking about it. This is very much feeling are we gonna get Logan Paul versus LA Knight Mania for the US title?
Yes.
That's very much
that's the direction they're going with, yes.
Very much after that, I'm like, this is definitely where this is going. Is we're gonna get LA Knight, Kevin Owens, not LA Knight, Logan Paul, U.S. title at Mania, and now Karrion Kross also appeared on TV finally again.
Yeah,
and I called it. I said give him a faction.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that.
But it was in the rumors. It wasn't. And then the vignette showed the Authors of Pain.
The original Authors of Pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all three guys, yeah.
Are probably coming back to join Karrion Kross. But I also like how they did mention that Karrion taking Ray's patients.
Like what I suggested that they do.
They're continuing that story.
So
God. Hunter watched our episode and said, they are cooking.
We've made a few jokes about that. I'm pretty sure Triple H watches our podcast.
Yeah, it's official. He's a big Kaleb Stomp guy.
Yeah. Zelina Vega fought through illness during last week's episode, though. Of Smackdown, which means she has that dog in her. It might be a Chihuahua because of her size, but she does have the Chihuahua in her.
She has that dog in her. Okay. Yeah, not as much news as last time.
Triple H has full control over
the Hall of Fame. Yes,
the Hall of Fame, and
Lex Luger is probably getting inducted.
Who?
Lex Luger.
Who's that?
80 star, was outstanding.
That's why I don't know him.
he just hasn't been put in.
Is it wrong if Triple H gets in this year? Because Triple H isn't officially in the Hall of Fame.
He won't put himself in. Do you know who's probably going to go in though?
Evolution probably.
Vince.
No, Vince won't go in for another few years. They have to keep him out for a few years.
They'll put him. Look weird. Hunter will put him in to try to keep him away.
Roman Reigns still has an iPhone 7. Yeah,
what?
And SmackDown, he was holding an iPhone 7. People were questioning about it. I'm like, dude, this guy didn't pay for a Peacock subscription Paul Heyman had to describe what was happening at the PLE. So I don't know what you guys are like all up in arms about. We know that this man is cheap as hell, which makes sense for like his character, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well. Shall we finally move to the main event?
We didn't even talk about Nick Aldis having big balls.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, I'm stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Nick Aldis basically told the tribal chief off, which having a GM, Adam Pearce would never do that.
Well, that's the point. Adam Pearce didn't do that. He
And now
literally did not do that.
Nick Aldis has the balls to say, "I'm the GM, motherfucker. It goes through me, not you."
I think it'd be a waste if Nick Aldis doesn't step in the ring at some point, even like on a Smackdown to go against Roman or something like that.
I think it's going to be long term. Cody, we're going to get a Cody Aldis match
after Cody dethrones Roman.
If Cody dethrones Roman,
dude, I'm on the train right now. I think Cody dethrones Roman at
it's so hit and miss right now for me.
I've been split for the last few weeks. I'm like, at this point, I've turned. I'm like, they can't not do it, right? Like, you can't have it drop it like a SummerSlam. It wouldn't make sense.
And so
it has to be dropped at Mania.
We'll see. Do you want
to talk about the obviously fake, but Royal Rumble thing?
That was so poorly faked.
It was poorly faked, but a lot of people are biting on it, which I think is stupid.
I don't get how you bite on that. They do not color code it based on the show.
They might. You never know.
I know.
Hey, sometimes you gotta remember where people are at.
I can also tell you, X-Pac is not going to be one of those prizes.
Yeah, that's the thing that got me. I'm like, they're not going to bring in fucking X-Pac of all people,
and not at number 5.
No, if they're gonna bring someone back, look, that's gonna be like at 15, 17.
It's always in the teens.
Yeah,
the fun one's always in the teens. It's gonna be Santino Marella.
Dude, fucking bet.
Let him hit the Cobra.
Well, bro said he knows how to beat the record to get out faster. I want to see it happen.
I know what he's gonna do. So he's gonna jump off the top rope to springboard, and someone's just gonna instantly push him down. No, I love all the Cobra stories though. He said Cena wanted to sell it so bad.
Everyone wanted to sell it apparently. That's
because Cena said he was gonna just sell it, flopping on the ground until everyone left the building.
I love it.
It became the stunner of how are we gonna oversell? No one ever kicked out of it. It's the most protected finish of all time.
That's how you protect a finisher.
No one ever kicked out of it.
Impressive, actually.
I mean, we got Sacco versus the Cobra at a Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Great times. Bring him back. Let him pull double duty at the Rumble.
Honestly, let him be a manager to a comedy faction.
He's in a company as a GM.
Is he?
But let him pull double duty. Let him be Santina and Santino.
All right, then. You want to get into this top 20 list now, since we got through most of everything? Everything.
So top 20. I feel like there should be a decent amount of people who overlap.
I think we should have mostly the same people. I don't know if we'll have them at the same spot.
Well, I'll kick us off. Number 20, I had Roman. At 20. What? Yes.
You're fucking crazy, my guy.
I had him at 20.
You're fucking crazy.
He started the year red hot to me.
Yeah, that's why he shouldn't be at 20. Not 1, but I get what him being lower than maybe even top 5, but 20?
I had him at 20.
That's insane. Who the fuck do you have above him? That's
the funny thing is the next one is gonna flip. You're gonna want to be pissed off, but you won't because it's a woman.
My number 20 is Gunther. Bro is stunned and now has to mute because people are walking around.
What the? Hold on, I need to go figure out why the fuck my TV just unmuted.
Yeah, so I have Gunther at 20. I was debating leaving him off this list entirely just because I piss you off, but I have to give him some type of
See,
props.
I knew he was gonna be low on yours.
Yeah, we all knew he's gonna be low on my, if not even on this. So, but like, I have to give him props. He had a few good matches this year. I mean, thinking about the Drew McIntyre match was pretty decent at SummerSlam. He had a decent match at Mania. He's been pretty decent in the mic at the end of the year. The Miz feud was pretty good. The fact that Miz can't challenge again is kind of stupid, but whatever.
Oh well.
Yeah, so Gunther at 20, you had Roman fucking Reigns at 20. I can't believe that. I still can't believe that. No.
I like consistency. I don't like the
My guy, Roman Reigns had the best 7 months of wrestling ever.
He was around the first 4. He had wrestled the first 3 pay-per-views? 4?
6.
He wrestled 6 all year.
Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Mania. Can you see it backlash? Sorry, I apologize. Money in the Bank, Night of Champions. So that's 5 of the first 6 pay-per-views.
Yes. And then he had 1 through the last 6.
But those 5 are pretty fucking good.
I like my guy. I thought by Roman standard,
then Seth Rollins better be fucking 1 then. Because
he is not 1.
Seth Rollins is the only guy this whole year to be in every single pay-per-view.
Yes, and Seth on the list.
Well, yeah, you better be on the list. If you left Seth off
he's number 19.
I would have. I would have canceled CSP.
No, I felt like to me
the level those first 4 months elevates him higher on our list, not number fucking 20.
Roman to me has a standard at this point.
Yeah,
and he did not meet the standard for me personally. I hold him to.
I feel like you hold Roman to a higher standard because of you. When you were young, you fell into the Roman trap.
I seeing what he has done since he came back as a tribal chief. I felt like the start was the peak of the tribal chief, but the night after Mania, we did not get that same tribal chief.
I think we did.
I feel like he took a step down, and everyone else on my list either took a step up this year. And 2019's flippable. I went one way than the other. If Roman's
the only criticism I have of Roman right now is that he needs a clean win, like a convincing clean win.
That's not an issue. He can't win clean.
If he can win clean, I think he's much improved. But like that's something I want to see in 2024. Whether it's after he loses the belt or whatever, he needs to win clean eventually. I think if he is to if he is to beat Cody at Mania or beat whoever at Mania, it needs to be clean.
Yeah. My number 19, and you're gonna watch Grayson slam his head on the desk because I put Bayley above Roman.
I didn't have Bayley on this list.
I expected change in the bottom of the list, to be fair.
I totally forgot about Bayley.
So would she have made your list looking at it?
I could push Gunther off. there's a few I could push back. Yeah, I can see it.
I was like, Bayley. Even though she wasn't winning, she was outstanding all year.
Yeah, she was great this year. I can't fault you for putting on 19. There's issues with Bayley's game though. I get you.
There's issues. She didn't. She couldn't go over in a match, but she was willing to go under a Navy match. She wrestled basically.
she'll bounce back this year. I think that once she has a face turn or has a heel turn, whatever.
Holding the title.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm all aboard.
Holding the title.
I have several agendas to push for WrestleMania 40. We'll get into those next week when we talk about our predictions or whatever for the whole year. But yeah.
Yeah, Bayley was my 19. She had outstanding year.
She'll have a better year in 2024, I believe.
Really, Damage Control's step up wasn't as much as Io and Dakota, but more Bayley setting them up.
It's all around, though.
All around. But if Bayley didn't teach them how to take that step, which they needed to learn.
Well, Dakota needed to take that step
on the mic.
And that's just because
Io was able to take the step in the ring and as a character, I feel like because of Bayley. Yeah, Io's on this list and Io's higher than Bayley.
Yeah, and I think that giving her the time to shine was a great move by Trish to give Io that time. So
Who's your 19?
Jay motherfucking Uso.
Wow.
Main event Jay Uso. I know he's gonna be a lot higher in yours just because of our few episodes ago.
I love Jay.
Jay's great. He's awesome. I love his character and everything like that. I couldn't justify the only reason he's this low is I couldn't justify putting him above anyone else. That's the only reason that he's that slow. So Jay Uso, great guy. He's improving a ton. I would love to see him be IC champion this year coming up. Maybe if he has a short reign as world heavyweight champion would be nice, but I don't think
I would love for him to get I'd love to see him with the belt.
I just don't see it in the term in the 2024. Maybe 2025, but I don't see it in 2024.
I don't see a 2024 world title reign.
It'd be nice to have a short reign, maybe.
Because the first
2-3 weeks.
4 or 5 months are gonna be bloodline related with him.
Yeah, and then
Rumble's going to reinitiate him,
Rollins.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber is going to feed into it because it's so clear that the Mania plan is Jimmy J.
Yeah, so that's the issue. I don't think they're. It'd be nice to see like a short, maybe 2-3 week reign for him, but I don't see it happening.
I would love for the
IC Championship. Definitely, I can see in the card.
I'd like to see him as the U.S. champ, honestly.
Going back to SmackDown might be a little bit difficult.
I think they might have to for the blood. They'll have to find a way for the bloodline.
Yeah, but I'm saying after Mania.
We'll see.
That's the only way you can become U.S. champion because that's when LAX can become U.S. champion. We'll talk about him in a little bit.
Okay.
Number 18.
Bianca Belair.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I have her a lot higher. A lot higher.
Yeah, look, I have Gunther and Jay a lot higher, so this is what it's a lot of personal opinion. I'm looking at 2 names on this list I know you're going to have higher still to come. Yeah. But Bianca is Bianca.
That's the summation of her. But I think Bianca, when Bianca does Bianca, is pretty
She's
fucking
really
great.
fucking good.
The beginning of this year was amazing for her. Continuing on her long ass reign was awesome.
From January 1 to SummerSlam, she was outstanding.
Yeah. Well, and then she left for a few weeks. So I get what you're putting here. I could definitely move Bianca down a few spots now looking at it because she's a little too high in my opinion. But I'm not going to move it just because I had this in stone for 2-3 weeks. So
yeah, but Bianca was great for over half the year.
Yeah, she was amazing.
And then when she came back for Survivor Series,
she was rusty.
But she was out for majority of the year. Not majority, for a portion of the year. Sorry,
she was out for maybe a month or 2. So.
But she had a Bianca year, and she got the time off she deserved because she's been a big workhorse for a while. So that time off was well deserved. Bianca was Bianca. I don't know how else to say it.
That's when we come back to Bianca.
Back to Bianca,
again, I'm looking at those lists. I'm like, yeah, she's a little too high. But when we get to her, it's going to be the same summation. This is Bianca's Bianca.
Yeah.
Number 18 for me is MJF.
What?
Yes. The reason
18?
why he's so low, give me a second. I don't watch AEW.
Okay.
So the fact that he is on this list should be enough for you, because the fact that I can recognize how great he is without even watching the product says a lot about how great how he is.
This list is hilarious because all the names that most of the names you said are in my top 10.
Top 5, yeah.
My top 10.
Yeah. That makes sense.
No, MJF. If MJF wasn't on your list, when you said you had a few AEW guys, I knew MJF absolutely had to be one of them.
Yeah.
There's
I
no debate
I
about
have
it.
2 AEW, and the other one is, again, it's because of personal bias. But yeah, if MJF is getting my attention and I don't watch AEW and I'm interested in watching whatever show he's on, I still can't figure out what show he's on because those shows are not labeled properly. You seen Dynamite? It's Dynamite, right?
I think he's on Dynamite.
Which is Wednesdays, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so now that I know that, I can watch fucking Dynamite now.
Oh, well.
But the fact that I'm paying attention to whatever he is doing, it says a lot.
Yeah. My number 16, my 17.
I was gonna say, we're not at 16 yet, bud.
Yeah. Trick Williams.
He's not on my list, but very much that yeah.
Yeah. To me, Trick had he probably should have been more talked about when we did our super relatives of breakout star of the year. Because
I think we couldn't do breakout star of the year for an NXT star because they're still in NXT.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about more. But I was like, if he would have made this jump on the main roster, I think he's the unanimous breakout star of the year.
Yeah.
Because he went from the wingman of Carmelo Hayes to, hey, he's one of the 5 biggest stars in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
At least on the male side, he's one of the 5 biggest stars.
Absolutely.
He is so over with AV1.
Mm-hmm.
He's in an outstanding storyline still right now with Carmelo Hayes.
Sorry, I'm playing the theme song in my head now.
Yeah, whoop that Trick.
Yeah.
That Trick. He just had an outstanding. His last PLE match of the year was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
He took such a jump this year where I can look at the start of the year where he was a wingman, say, you know what? I will take that because without that, this does not feel as major.
Absolutely. I understand why he's on your list. I'm not going to argue against it. That's just, he didn't make my list because, again, I don't watch NXT as much as I want to watch NXT. But yeah, I see why he's on your list. My number 17 is Asuka.
Asuka, she did not make my list.
See, this is where like this is the Bailey swap, I think. Just because there's a certain expectation when it comes to the 4 horsewomen and
4 horsewomen plus Asuka.
Asuka is the 4th horsewoman in the eyes of WWE since Mercedes is not currently in WWE.
When Mercedes come back, it's the 4 horsewomen and Asuka.
Yeah, so there's a certain expectation when it comes to them, and I think that Asuka hit that. I don't think she hit it as hard as she should have this year.
I think which is weird because she had an outstanding year. This could be one of her worst years.
Which is a lot. WWE. That's just a lot. It's still a pretty good year. She won a championship. She held it for a good 90 days.
It was Aaron Rodgers who said a career worst year for me is a career best for half the guys in this league.
Yeah, it's like the Brian Scalabrine. It's a Brian Scalabrine thing.
If Chelsea Green had the kind of, I know Chelsea Green's on. If Piper Nevin had the type of year Asuka had, Piper would be in the top 10 of both of our lists.
Yeah, we would be hailing it as a career year. Like we'd be like, this is the greatest thing.
It was outstanding. It would have been outstanding, but the Asuka it was like me with Roman being 20. Mm-hmm. The expectation of them, the standard we hold them to at this point.
Yeah,
we don't hold Asuka
so
and Piper Nevin to the same standard.
It's funny that you can gain so much respect and acclaim that you hitting your expectation is underperforming.
Yeah, it just speaks to how legendary they are.
Yeah, Asuka's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my mind.
She's Hall of Fame. A lot of these women are nowadays,
and I think she had a good year.
Oh yeah,
But I that's why she's so low on the list. Is that she had a good year, but nothing too fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But she did have a title reign, so dub.
All right, my number 16.
Number 16, 1-6, the big 1-6, the time we were able to drive your car for the first time in most states.
And this is the youngest guy on the list on my list.
Really, because it's one of the oldest on my list.
Dom.
Really?
I had Dom here.
Really?
Yes.
I can't talk about Dom anymore because people apparently think I'm fucking stupid for giving claim.
Well,
The TikTok and YouTube short comments are fucking hating me because
you are the most hated man on TikTok on our TikTok page.
it makes sense. I root for heels. I naturally root for heels. So like the fact of the matter is that if I like Dom, I get yelled at because Dom's great.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should be that low on your list. But looking at my list, he's not too far away. So I mean,
16. It's one of those. It sounds lower, but then you look at the names.
Top 10, yeah.
He's not top 10, which then leaves only a few spots.
Mm-hmm.
And there was to me the 18, 17, 16, 15, and 14 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Any order.
Okay.
To me, those guys are all same area. All guys and gals. Same area.
Well,
interchangeable.
My 16 is his stable member, his co-stable member, Damian Priest.
Damian's probably 22, 23 on my list.
Makes sense.
I was like, he crossed my mind. I'm like, I can't take you off.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to leave you off, Dame.
I will tell you right now, I did leave off Finn Balor.
Yeah, I left Finn off too.
I think Finn had a great year. I just couldn't justify him putting. I think that was the guy who I was thinking of putting over Gunther, but I couldn't justify it because Finn hasn't done much. That's not again his fault. It's more booking. Damian Priest has had an awful Money in the Bank reign, but
that's why I left him off mine.
He did win in Money in the Bank. He did have an awesome match against Bad Bunny. He has the tag titles. Like there's a lot of things that are going well.
He's done a lot, but it feels like he hasn't done a lot with what he has been given.
That's because the Money in the Bank has been so awful.
Yeah.
But if you remove the reign of the Money in the Bank and give him all his accolades and everything he's done this year, all the matches he's worked on
1,000% different.
He's done great. That's why he's so low on my list. I can tell you right now, if he had a decent Money in the Bank reign, he'd probably be in like the 10, 11, 12 range.
He would have definitely at least been on my list.
Yeah. So
he would have at least been on my list.
This is why he's so low. You gotta also remember I have Judgment Day bias. So
yep, I know. Yeah. Okay. Number 15 for me.
15, Quintanilla.
Carmelo Hayes.
Actually, not that far from my list. Actually,
Carmelo Hayes was Carmelo Hayes. He's him.
He's him. Yeah.
I mean, NXT, which is if he was doing what he did, I mean, roster again. It's like Trick Williams. It's like when I get there, Dragunov.
Oh yeah, you have Dragunov. That's right.
Yeah, I know you don't have him.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Dragon. But if they would have done it on the main roster, probably even higher, which is impressive for one of the three names I just said, because one of them, Ilya, is already pretty damn high on my list.
Mm-hmm.
But Carmelo, great matches. He had the best WWE trilogy in my mind with him and Ilya.
Is that a Chiefs helmet in your background?
No, that's Broncos.
Okay. it's just an orange Broncos, so it fucked me up.
It's an orange Broncos, yeah.
I'm surprised you even comment on the Raiders blanket in my background.
The Raiders one?
Yeah, that black one that you see over there that usually is on this side is a Raiders blanket.
I knew I didn't like you.
It's because I had my PB team was the Raiders, so my family would stuff.
Throw it away.
My dog's been eating it, so
good. Shit. But Carmelo, what else can I say? Again, with the same trick, storyline's been outstanding.
We'll talk about him in a second. I can promise you that. Okay.
Yeah, I know. You have him on your list. If you didn't, it'd be a war crime. It's almost as bad as Gunther 20 if you didn't have him on your list.
Shut up.
Almost as bad. It's honestly the war crime here is Ilya not being on your list.
Yeah, I don't watch NXT as much as I want to.
Yeah. Well, fix that.
Fuck off. Number 15 is Chad Gable. A fantastic year. Should have won the IC championship. He's been a breakout star. He's done amazing work this year. I honestly, he needs some type of gold, whether it be tag gold, whether it be mid card gold. I don't care. Give him some type of gold to work with because this man cannot do any wrong. He is on a rocket ship right now with the fans, and on the screen he's doing great. I love him. He's made me single handedly love Alpha Academy.
Until right before we started recording, Alpha Academy was my 20.
Yeah, because you said you have a tag team. That's right.
And then I switched them for Roman.
So Roman was on your list?
Well, I forgot about Roman. I had forgotten about Roman.
How do you forget about the Universal Undisputed WWE Champion for
my mind just blanked.
1,200 days?
It just blanked. I was going through every one in my head. I'm like, I'm missing. Oh, fuck, Roman. And Roman,
I remember the fucking Tribal Chief. How do you fucking forget about the Tribal Chief?
And I liked Roman at 20 on my list, anyways.
Bro, he doesn't acknowledge the Tribal Chief every day. Like,
I acknowledge. My mind just blanked when I made the list, and when I looked over it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is solid. This is solid. But they would 20. We sat down. I also saw attack, there was someone else. Damien was also my 19 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remembered about my next person, team, which is the tag team I have.
Okay.
Which is...
Wait. Before you do your 14, I want to do my 14, because we just talked about him. My 14 is Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, so we were one off.
Yeah. This is probably the closest we're going to get on this list. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, probably.
This is probably the closest we'll get.
This is probably, because I'm looking... My top 3 is not your top 3.
Probably not. I think we might have one in the same top 3, but I don't think so.
I strongly believe that we have one in the top 3 in common.
Probably. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's talk about Carmelo Hayes.
He's him. He's my guy at NXT. He should be in the main roster. Well, he technically is now, I guess. But he's also vying for NXT Gold again, which is really weird. He's going for the United States Championship, also going for the NXT Championship.
Well, he's out of the tournament now.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. So now he's just going for NXT Gold. Anyways, yeah, Carmelo Hayes is him. He's been the best. I think he's been the best product on the male side of NXT. He's been great. Love him.
Agree to disagree.
Just because you like the white man doesn't mean you're right.
There's my guy.
Who's your 14?
My 14. Fuck the Revival. FTR.
FTR. Okay. You can talk about FTR.
It's very much a match thing. They are the best tag team on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the out of ring stuff isn't the reason why. They can work with anyone and have a banger match. And then the tag team division is not that easy because the tag team division is either you're a tag team specialist or, hey, we have nothing for you to do. Go be a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And they continuously just put on bangers.
Mm-hmm.
So they made my top 10 match of the year with them versus New Japan Gold.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the tag name. I want to say. And they just put on bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Enough said there. Who's your 14?
I have no input. I don't give me a 14. My 14 was Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm stupid.
I wanted to talk about Carmelo Hayes before we got into anything because Carmelo Hayes was your 15. You're 13.
L.A. Knight.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Did he make your list?
He did, but like
higher?
Yeah, way higher.
Way higher.
Like the only bigger jump I can possibly see here is Bianca Belair between the two of us.
Yeah, I mean no, there's a bigger jump coming in my next one. My next list is it's gonna.
Well, Bianca was your 19, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a massive jump. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, you have Bianca high.
I have her high, yes.
Yes. I had LA Knight at 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's not as much of LA Knight's not good. It's this 12 people I think had better years than him.
I honestly don't see many people who had better years than he did.
Promos outstanding. Character work outstanding.
You know, looking at this list, I mean, it's not. Well, our superlatives aren't going to make sense now. But I also did this like a week after the superlatives and everything that it doesn't need to make sense.
It's opinions change all the time.
Yeah,
and it's we had a few weeks since the superlatives since this happened.
But also like when you talk about breakout stars, like there's a huge jump between like where Dominic Mysterio was and where he is now.
That's what it is. Is LA Knight walking into this year was not touching the top 30. Was not touching the top 50.
Probably not. Probably wasn't making PWI's top 100.
And this year he's 13. And I'm looking at the list. I'm like, yeah, it's probably the spot where I like him the most by far. Because everyone above him, I'm like, I like their year more. One of them you're not gonna like because of my hit on Roman.
Your what?
Because of my big thing on Roman about not being around. This guy was not around.
Bro, it's gonna Brock Lesnar on here for some reason.
He's my number one. How'd you know? He's one. Nia's two.
Dude, if Nia made her fucking list, I'm coming over to fucking Colorado and beating the shit out of you.
Number one, Nia Jax. But LA Knight, I feel like his match, he didn't have a match though. That my biggest hit on him was he didn't have a match that I could look back and say, I'm gonna go watch that match back.
I do, Crown Jewel.
I wouldn't go back out of my way to watch that match.
It's his best match.
It's his best match of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's the Roman factor.
It doesn't. That's why Roman should be higher in our fucking list then.
It's yeah. Roman 20 is the equivalent as anyone else being one. It's time to let someone else have the spotlight.
Sure.
Roman's probably my third favorite superstar right now.
I got that, but he should not be 20.
He's number 3. He's my third most favorite superstar.
Bert does not acknowledge his tribal chief.
I acknowledge. I have his poster in my bedroom. I acknowledge him every damn morning.
I have his belt in my background. One of his belts.
Who's your 13?
My 13 is Timeless Tony Storm. Wait, I don't know if bro is shocked, like unhappy, or happy.
I'm
or
proud.
Disgusted.
She didn't make my list. She should have.
Bro.
Yeah, I forgot. That's another one.
You forgot about Tony Storm.
The worst part is...
And you know what? Tony Storm probably would have been my top 10 if I watched
AEW. I did not. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't include Tony Storm on my list. Which, first off, shows how great of a world we're in with wrestling right now.
Yeah, and the fact that you have Roman at fucking 20.
Yes.
I think that's insane.
It's the most insane. I wrote it. I'm like, this is the one that. Well, this will be the second most angry he gets on my list.
Rhea's gonna be like a fucking 12. Yeah, but Tony Storm, she's great, and the fact that I don't even watch AEW and I still have her here at 13 says a lot about how great she is. I wish WWE tapped into this when they had her, but
it's the right character for her.
Oh, absolutely. Timeless Tony Storm has been great. I love her. Number 12.
You want to go first?
Is it Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
Is this seriously Rhea Ripley? We're canceling CSP. Sorry, guys. There will be no episode next week. We're ending the episode right here. You don't even get to know who our ones are.
Nia Jax.
I'm done with you, man.
She was I felt like she was the third best WWE woman this year.
Third?
Yes.
There's only 3 women in the top 12 for you?
Yes.
How many do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 5 women in the top 12.
Who the fuck are the other 2? I
Insanity. In fucking sanity, my guy.
But I'm gonna let you talk about Rhea because it'll be
You
more
need no.
fun.
You need to justify 12, my guy.
And I will when we get to get Rhea on your list.
Okay, we're gonna be waiting here for a while.
Yeah, I know.
Still
Alright,
not the big, still will not be the biggest jump in this video.
Who's your 12?
My 12 is Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah,
Damda. Yeah.
not that big of a jump.
That's what was Dom 17 for you?
Dom was 16 for me.
So only a 4 spot
Yeah,
jump.
only 4 spot.
Like when I looked at my list, oh wait, that's not that's not that it was. That's why I was a little shocked by it at first. But now, like Dom has been great. He's been a workhorse. He's going to be the future Intercontinental Undisputed Universal Champion. Same day, like I said last episode. So Dum, I can't praise him more, or I'm gonna get hate online for praising the guy who's literally been probably one of the biggest bright spots in the fucking whole wrestling community, apparently. But
No, it's not allowed.
He's been great. That's all I get to say now.
Oh well, we'll watch Grayson get pissed off more by the first name that's ahead of Rhea. Drew McIntyre.
That's fair.
Okay.
I left him off my list. I just realized that I left him off my list over Gunther. To be fair, Drew McIntyre hasn't had the greatest year of all time.
He's had the year he's needed to have.
He's had a pretty good year. I'm just realizing now that
this is, man, we really should have sent each other. We really should have sent like 50 wrestlers to each other. Hey,
yeah,
here's some names that should probably be thought about on the list.
Yeah, we forgot about people apparently.
Because Toni Storm probably would have made my list.
I looked at the fucking roster too.
You're gonna say, I want you to know there's gonna be one woman you say, at least one, who's in your top 12. I'm like, they should have been on my list too.
I'm looking. I'm telling you, I'm looking at my list right now. Definitely there should be a few people lower. Definitely should be a few people on here entirely.
Yeah.
Including Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre should be on here. He definitely should.
I'll talk about Drew here.
Go ahead, because I can't talk about it.
Drew McIntyre, from when he came back
at Money in the Bank, yes.
At Money in the Bank to end of year was Drew fucking McIntyre. There's no other way to put it. He was Drew fucking McIntyre.
Yeah,
from January 1 to Mania, he was Drew fucking McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
And his heel turn is the most correct heel turn in the company right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of just people randomly turning heel. They really built his heel turn.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in just a second, about the heel, like randomly heels in a second. But go ahead, continue.
It was a year in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Solo Sikoa cost you a Crown Jewel last year.
Not Crown Jewel, Clash of the Castle.
Not Clash of the Castle, yeah. Rightfully, you should be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jay comes over to Raw. We have these people who are letting him in with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
Drew remembers what the Bloodline did to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just the slow build to him fully turning heel. They didn't rush it.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a big Vince thing, is he would rush these heel turns.
Correct.
Hunt is a huge long-term guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the most perfectly executed long-term heel turn I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not much more to say. He's outstanding in the ring.
There's not much more to say, but because,
I mean, I can't think of a match I could say it was bad with Drew in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just where Drew was.
Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah,
I'm actually upset that I forgot about him. I'm looking at this list, and I probably made Yeah, okay, yeah. I made this at 1:25 in the morning. And I made it 16 days ago.
Oh.
So definitely I was in a different mindset.
Yeah. Who was your 11, Doug?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's fair.
What can you say about him? He had the greatest story this year.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest 4 months of wrestling, at least. In the from May till fucking what was it? September-ish was fantastic as well. Not as good as the first 4 months, but still great. And
Solid
then
he is.
And then he's taking up the
months.
rest of the year. If you gave me 7 great months, I'm happy.
Like it's to me, Roman, it's all depending on what you value.
And I value storytelling.
You value story. I value stories. I also value matches. And a lot of his matches were great.
I was gonna say his match has been great.
Did you really thought I was going to say he did not cook?
I had 2 of his matches on my fucking top 10 of matches of the year.
And I feel like I had only had one, and it was a different match than you had at 5.
Yeah, I'm still shocked by that.
Roman was Roman.
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, the end of the year didn't meet the expectations I had, and the whole
that's why he's at the
not getting clean finishes.
This is why he didn't make the top 10. Yeah,
is he can't once he wins clean, it's a whole nother story.
Indeed.
And I trust that we're gonna get the tribal chief back that we've seen and loved.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna start off the year with Randy, AJ, or LA, probably Randy or AJ. Chamber's gonna be the other one. Mania's gonna be Cody
or Rock.
Well, we're gonna get the tribal chief a lot early on this year.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we'll reach what it was this year at the beginning of the year, but pretty fucking close.
It'll be good. It won't be as good story wise. I think the matches could be better.
Yes, indeed.
I think the trade off's going to be the elimination and Rumble match was all story based.
Mm-hmm.
The Rumble and Elimination Chamber this year is going to be some story, but Randy and AJ can go in the ring with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin absolutely can. Sammy's not going to hold him back.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to propel Roman to start the year. My number 10.
Yeah.
Io Sky.
Boy.
She was my number 10.
What the fuck?
My 10 through 7, once again, 10 through 6, interchangeable.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yep.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
She does not match the style of wrestling I like. I like the heavy hitting wrestling.
Then why is Bianca Belair so fucking low?
Because I felt like she didn't have as great of a year as some of the people ahead of her.
I don't know what to do with you, my guy. I honestly do not know what the fuck to do with you right now.
She is my number 10. She had an outstanding year. She had a massive breakout year.
Yeah.
She is my number 10.
Okay.
And I'll let you talk about it more because I can tell you right now she's top 5 on your list.
Maybe.
Oh, no, she is. Who's your number 10?
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens did not make my list.
What is your list, my guy?
Grayson, just so you know, I probably this looking at this.
What
probably
is
3
your
names
list?
in my top 10 you do not have, and I'm telling you right now.
I know, but what is your
one of them
list?
you completely forgot about?
Probably, but what is your list?
It's my list.
It's insane. That's what it is. Mine's insane. I can tell you that. I'm looking at right now. There's some people right now. I'm thinking that should be.
I'm telling you right now. There's a lot of stuff we would both change.
There definitely is, but I'm looking at Kevin Owens.
Did not make my
Your
list.
top comedy star of the year.
Yeah.
One of the best parts of the fucking year with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline storyline.
Yes.
Off the list.
Did not make my list.
We had a better year than Roman probably did.
Do you want me to tell you why?
Why?
It's very simple. His name did not cross my brain.
You the Drew McIntyre thing. That's what happened.
I pulled a Drew. It's funny. I'm looking. I'm like, oh shit, because Sammy made my list.
Good, because we've had problems.
Sammy's on my list, and I'm like, fuck, he had a running mate all year.
Yeah.
And he's
the
not
guy
on
who
the
held
list.
the tag titles with him for most of the year. That guy, yeah.
Note to self next year. We need to send a list of 50 names to each other.
We just
hey, make sure you don't forget these people.
Yeah.
Or
expand our list to like 25.
We've both had about 3 names. We're like, oh shit, they should have made the list.
Yeah, and I think a lot of mine. I'm looking at a name right now. I'm like, this person should be a lot lower than they are.
I'm interested who that name is now.
You'll know when I say it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who's your 10?
I just gave you my 10.
Oh. Who did you?
Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid.
We know.
Yeah. KO was fucking outstanding.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I can say the same thing with you with Drew. What the fuck?
To be fair, I think Drew had a worse year than Kevin Owens.
I think it's close. I think Kevin had a better year.
That's what I'm
barely,
saying.
But they should be
They should both
within
be
one or two spots of each other.
Yeah, they should be in the list, but they're not on either.
Nope.
Did you do your number 10?
My 10 was EO.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Number 9, Bryan Danielson.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you there.
First off, he runs the locker room in AEW, hands out
For
suspensions,
whatever reason.
hands out all that stuff on social media. But he's Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
He's fucking outstanding.
He's been great for the last 10 years.
I don't know what you can say where he has that expectation. The only difference is his expectations what we get every year at worst.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't fall below his expectations. He will always only rise above it.
Mm-hmm.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Great matches, consistent, great on the mic,
Mm-hmm.
technician, everything you could want in a guy.
Yeah. There's not much else you can say about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Number 9.
Did he win gold this year at all?
I don't believe so.
That seems wild. My number 9 is the same as Zayn.
Sammy's a little high on mine.
Yeah. That makes sense because you like tag teams. But you left off his tag mate entirely. So. Whatever reason. But Sammy's been the biggest part of the story this year with the Bloodline. He's been great in the ring. He's awesome on the mic.
Got some time off like he deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, he's on his way to getting a an actual world heavyweight championship run, which is going to be awesome.
Which would then make him a Grand Slam.
Would it? Does he have a US?
Title. Yes.
Well, doesn't he need both world titles?
I think you only need one. Still, is what the qualification is. You need one of the 2 world titles.
Sami Zayn cage match titles. I'm looking this up.
Okay. Well, while you look it up, I'll do my 8, which will also piss off Grayson. Because he knows Jey Uso and Sami Zayn are still left on my list.
Uh-huh.
And mine's one of the world champions right now.
Uh-huh.
And he's holding the male world title belt.
Uh-huh.
And that's Seth Rollins.
That makes sense. Number 9.
Oh!
No,
Oh, wow.
He's high on my list, but I can tell you that.
To me, the issue I had with Seth was his standard is so high. I look at the Shinsuke feud, that wasn't that great. Mm-hmm. Some of the Finn stuff was not outstanding. It's not as great as it should have been. Only feud I really feel like felt like a classic Seth feud with the world title was the Drew feud.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my big knock is, as the world champion, you have lackluster feuds. Because you and I leading up to that last man standing match, genuinely thought that Shinsuke Seth last man standing could be a match of the year candidate.
Yeah, it could have been.
and then it was horrible. And then
I don't think it was horrible. I just don't think
and
it
then
was
and
great.
this isn't his fault because Cody's presented like this, but you're the world champion of your Survivor Series team.
By the way, Sammy still needs a US.
He hasn't had a U.S. title. I could have sworn I remember.
No,
him with
he's
the US
had
title.
multiple Intercontinental.
I could have sworn I remember with the U.S. title. My bad. I could have sworn that feels like such a Sammy belt.
Does it?
The U.S. absolutely it does.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a Sammy belt. That's a Kevin belt.
It's Kevin belt for sure, but it feels like a Sammy belt as well.
I don't think Kevin has Intercontinental. I think
Kevin has IC.
Does he?
He won it very early in his. He won it early in his main roster career. I remember him with the IC belt.
I remember him having the US really early in his year.
I know for a fact he's been the IC champ.
Could you talk about Seth while I
mean, and there's Seth. Seth is Seth.
He did for 84 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know for a fact he had the IC belt. I mean, I feel like, and this and that was what I was alluding to. Not his fault. He was the second guy on his War Games team. Just presented. It's how Cody's been presented.
Yeah.
And it's not Seth's fault. Cody's Cody.
I can tell you that right now. If Cody didn't require him to finish the story with the WWE champion, Cody would probably be champion right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's just because how the booking is.
That's what it feels like with Seth's run. Is Seth's the guy because everyone else who should be the guy has something else going on.
But I think that's what makes him so great.
Yes.
Because he puts that platform on it, and it doesn't feel like a weak champion. It doesn't feel like he's running away from these people. He's fighting them. He is consistently giving them the chance to show off their talents on the biggest stages of them all.
Who's your number 8?
My number 8 is Tiffany Stratton.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Top 10.
That's see, I didn't think about it on my list because I didn't watch enough of her early on.
I didn't need to watch enough of her early on. I just needed to watch her in the last half of the year, which was fan-fucking-tastic. She's amazing.
I didn't want to put someone on my list who I wasn't familiar with the whole body of work.
I put multiple people like that.
So you have one more NXT woman on your list.
No. I'm talking about like MJF and Tony Storm.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole body of work, but they were so great that they were amazing.
Yeah.
And technically, I do have one more NXT woman on my list. I will.
Yeah, I technically have one too.
Yeah,
I technically have one too. Nia Jax came from NXT.
Yeah, exactly. But Tiffany Stratton has blown me like, whoa, Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Tiffany Stratton has blown my mind this year and blown me out of the water with how great she's been. I know it's an AO.
Pause.
Yeah, it's an AO from we had episode 4 or 5. Yeah. Fuck.
Tiffany's great. I didn't want to do the. I didn't want to give people a hard time for how not having a complete year. And then throw someone who I wasn't familiar with half the year.
But she's been working all year, so she's above Roman.
I know what Roman has done all year.
And Tiffany's was NXT
I
champion
wasn't thrown in January 1 to December 26 with Tiffany.
Okay. What do we say, man? That's
number 7 is the main event. Jey Uso.
Did you do your number 8?
Yeah, Seth.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I was so busy doing the double checking the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fucking.
Number 7 had main event Jey Uso.
Makes sense for you.
And it's the epitome of he hasn't been the best all year. He has not had one. God, he sucks. Moment. Storytelling the first few months.
Yes, he did.
Win.
No champions. That was all Jimmy. That's the one time Jimmy has showed up this year. Was not champions. But that was Jay just kind of riding him that night.
I mean, Jay.
And Jake just came out and said he wasn't the guy in Raw in 1997. That was his third brother, Jeremiah, which is wild.
Jay was great storytelling wise at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Elimination Chamber didn't have much story going on. Mania, outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Backlash, amazing because he was managerial. He was a manager because at Backlash, Roman and was that no?
Roman was not a Backlash.
No. Well, Backlash. She was good. Storytelling wise
Was he
against
at Backlash?
Jay. Didn't they face off against KO and?
Oh, that's right. They faced against the KO, Sammy, and
they had a rematch because then the next pay per view was Solo and Roman against them.
Yes, I remember. Okay.
But then
I forgot about that match. I remember Riddle was in it, and I completely forgot about it.
Oh yeah, Riddle was in that match.
Yeah.
But then we had the turn on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
We had
second turn, yeah.
The last bit of his solo run,
mm-hmm.
which has been great. To me, it's been an overall just great year from Jay, and a year we didn't expect from him. Again, if you tell us 3 years ago Jey Uso would be one of the biggest names in wrestling as a singles competitor, I don't know how many people believe it.
Well, 3 years ago was 2020 when he faced Roman in Hell in a Cell. So
4 years ago, if you would have told us to be one of the biggest names in wrestling,
I'm not gonna argue with you here. That makes sense.
Who's your 7?
My number 7 is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, so we will not have anything in common in the top 3.
Well, I think we'll have one person in the top 3. Really?
You've already said all 3 of my top 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the list now. It's Gunther, MJF, and Ultimate Ilya. Okay, you're wrong, but okay. Yeah,
Cody's awesome.
Cody's had a great year. It's been rocky, like I said in the superlatives episode, but I think he's had a great year overall. I think that, like I said earlier in the episode, I think that Cody, if Cody's story didn't require the WWE champion, he'd probably be champion right now. Just because how they've worked him and how they booked him, it has been like that. And Cody's been great. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
But rocky year, Brock Lesnar feud didn't help. So, but yeah, he'll make the top 10 at least.
And since we have Jay and Cody, same spot, there's one thing we have to mention.
Yeet.
And that was the press conference.
Do you feel him, sir?
Do you feel him?
Which
will be an iconic wrestling moment for years to come.
Oh, absolutely. He talked about it on an interview recently. Yeah. So,
number 6 was where I had Sami Zayn.
That's fair. That's not.
Like you said, my 10 through 6 was so interchangeable at this point. Where, I mean, Sami was storyline great. The first few months, if they were great for Jay, was outstanding from Sami. And Sami to end the year was outstanding. That I still think about that promo on Drew, talking about how Drew's throwing basically a hissy fit, being a child about all this. The same shit has happened to him, and he's
Drew Sami feud would go so hard.
It will go hard. I'm holding out that chamber.
I don't know. Just because
chamber title feud.
Yeah, but title feud. Whoa.
Day 1.
No, you're not. Shut up.
Day 1.
Shut the fuck up.
Day 1.
Shut the fuck up. We know that Seth's carrying it until at least Mania.
We also need to talk about Day 1.
No, we don't. We don't need to talk about Day 1.
Eventually we do, because we won't have an episode
next week. We talk about it.
Our episode will be out after it.
It's not a PLE, my guy. It's another Raw.
That's fair.
If it was a PLE, yeah,
we won't
sure.
make making predictions.
Yeah, it's a fucking normal Raw.
I'm telling you right now. Drew's walking out with the belt.
I think you're insane. Your list bonkers. Insane. You thinking that Drew's gonna win the title before fucking Seth can have a match against Punk at Mania? Ludicrous. But not even a rapper, just the word ludicrous.
My number 6 is Sami. Sami was Sami.
That's fine. I will.
Yeah, who's your 6?
LA Knight.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro is on fire right now. Had a match against Roman that was his best match of the year. Again, maybe it might be the Roman thing, but like, anyways, he's been amazing in the mic. The pop has been incredible. You haven't experienced the pop of LA Knight in person.
I have
That
not.
pop was generational. I felt it in my bones. I can't imagine what people in Puerto Rico were feeling because that shit must have been crazy with Bad Bunny because I was in fucking Milwaukee of all places, and the pop was electric for LA Knight. That's how crazy that is. That's how crazy this man has been. That's why he made it number 6 because the way he makes me feel inside in my bones is generational.
That's fair. That's fair.
Sorry, Milwaukee.
Ready for my number 5?
Milwaukee, your city's great. You're awesome. Fuck the Packers though.
Fact.
But you guys are as great as a crowd as like Chicago is. Even though a lot of people from Chicago go to your events.
No. Ready for number 5?
No.
You are, because it's with the one person who did not make your list. Ilya Dragunov's my number 5. You thought he was my top 3. You thought he did not make my top 3.
Okay.
And it's not because of Ilya. It's the 4 names above of Ilya was that good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is even crazier because one of the 4 names is held to one of those highest standards and still made the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to confidently say they made the top 4 in both of our lists.
Yeah. If you haven't said her name, yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, I have not said a name.
Yeah.
But Ilya Dragunov, great matches. He's one of those guys I don't think of a bad match he had all year.
Mm-hmm.
Dijak was awesome. It was bloody. It was just great.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 matches with Mello, outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
His match with Baron Corbin, great. His character, his ability.
He's still trying to gush about Ilya. Don't hold back, my guy.
Oh, I am not.
You are holding back. You're like, yeah, this was great. This was great. Don't gush about him, my guy. This is your time.
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. You cut me off, but to me, the biggest thing was his missing piece was always his mic work.
Mm-hmm.
On the mic has always been. Ilya's been one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the company for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He and Gunther put on multiple classics years ago. And yes, you don't like those matches because it's Ilya Dragunov versus Walter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they were outstanding.
I feel like I have a Tito face right now. You know how like Tito's face goes? I feel like that's my face right now.
It was. It definitely was. But his character growth of, hey, I went from this guy who his character originally was running a sympathy. I can't think of the word.
Symphony?
Yes, thank you.
Like, you know, the orchestra?
Yes.
That's okay.
He's also a dragon now. Keeping the key point of his family is the thing that pushes him. He found that character growth he was missing.
Mm-hmm.
That he's been missing.
Mm-hmm.
And it all came from him finally getting that NXT championship run. Not the UK title, not any other title. Being able to hold the big belt, being the face of your brand. Because that's what he expects you to be when you hold that title, is the face of the brand.
Well, you don't know if he's going to have to vacate it. He might have to vacate it.
Yeah, we'll depend on what goes on with that storyline.
Yeah.
But watching his growth this year has been insane.
Mm-hmm.
And count that to Carmelo as much as you want, giving him that feud. It all starts with Ilya Dragunov having to take that next step. And continuing to be as great in the ring as he is, but then also figuring out that other side of things that is not easily teachable.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Cedric Alexander or Apollo Crews, was one of the two, who was knocked in the performance center of in the ring, outstanding.
I want to say Cedric.
It was one of the two. But they could not, they had no charisma on the mic.
Sounds like Cedric.
Ilya, I was one of the two. Ilya found that charisma.
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach it. He found it because he wants to be great. He's 29, might have turned 30. I won't say his birthday was close.
We talked about it a while ago. He was trained 29. He was trained 30 a few days after that. So
he is so ready to take that next step on the main roster, and I think he is among the 3 males right now in NXT ready to take that jump. The other one who didn't make any of our lists was Braun.
You're just assuming that?
I know Braun. You have 4 women left on your list. There's 5 spots, and Seth Rollins has not been set on your list. Your top 5 is basically known. The order is not sure. I can sit here. Name your top 5 left.
You can type. We can do this like we did like a few episodes ago.
It won't be in order. It will not be in order.
I want to see how close he gets this. It might actually be insane how close he gets it. I'm very predictable with who I love and who I don't.
See, who's the other one? Oh yeah, that's you. It's not. That unironically could be the order.
It's not.
It's not. But those are the 5 names you have left.
Those are the 5. I can't say they're not.
Those are the 5 names you have left.
Yeah. Okay.
But Braun Breaker didn't make either. He had an outstanding year. I'm gonna give him his credit now as well on our last true NXT star. Because we won't have another opportunity, seeing how I have 3.5 main roster people left.
We're calling her playing 5 now.
Because he spent half the year in NXT, half the
Not
year.
half. It was like 2-3 months.
We'll call it half to be fair.
We'll talk about her in just a second.
We'll talk about it.
So
but Ilya was my 5.
My number 5 is regrettable because she shouldn't be this high, but she is. It's Bianca Belair. She's great. She's awesome. The EST of WWE. Been doing her shit for however long. She won at Mania. She's continuing her undefeated mark at Mania. She's doing her shit. She shouldn't be this high. I recognize that right now, and recognize she should be a lot lower. But Drew should have also been on this list. So take this list with like a little bit of salt.
This list, I think, if we were to make this list again tomorrow, both of our lists should be a lot different.
Dude, if we make this list in a month, it'd be fucking wild. It'd be a lot different.
if we make this list at the end of this episode, fully different.
Yeah. Bianca's great. She's awesome, but
not much more to be said.
Not yeah. All right, number 4.
My number 4.
Yeah.
And this is a last minute change. The more I thought about this,
I didn't make any last minute changes.
This is like I just changed it.
Bro, just changed it on the whim. Wow.
Number 4 is MJF.
Did you move him back? Is that what happened?
I moved him back 1 spot.
Okay, because I knew he was gonna be your top 3.
I moved him back 1 spot.
Okay. So I'm guessing the person who was 4 is now your 3.
Yeah, it's just a quick flip.
All right.
It's not because of, and I'll talk about why the flip happened more on that end when I get to there. I'll talk more about the flip, but I'm gonna talk MJF. MJF
talk your shit.
Was a lot of AEW this year. He did outstanding work with Adam Cole. He had that kind of face turn, kind of still a heel storyline with him.
He's a face.
He's officially a face now.
I believe so. So he's facing Samoa Joe, who's always a heel.
They do heels versus heels, and
this one's there's a clear good guy, and that's MJF.
MJF's outstanding. I think he's the best on the mic in the business. I strongly believe it. I know you say Seth.
No,
Who do you?
LA Knight, The Miz.
I'm still taking
Reigns, Seth Rollins.
I'm still taking MJF.
John Cena.
John Cena's not actively in the business right now.
He literally had a conversation with MJF like a week ago.
But he's not actively wrestling.
Yeah, because he just got out of his last run. Come on.
He had a short run, and we don't know if we'll get him back.
We'll get him back.
Maybe.
He has to be Grand Slam.
MJF has been outstanding in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He's and his age is the most impressive thing about him.
Who is he?
Like 25.
Okay, you said like 25.
Like 25, 26. I know he's younger than 30.
27.
Pretty fucking young for wrestling.
Rhea Ripley is technically younger.
You would send this to me. But MJF, he signed his contract extension. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that he's signed an extension with AEW.
Must be like a 1-year contract.
It would be hilarious. It expires January 1 next year.
I wouldn't doubt it, actually.
But MJF's a fucking amazing. I don't know what more I can say.
He
also had a match in my top. He also had a top match in my top 10.
What match was that?
I had Daniel Bryan versus MJF.
Okay.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Versus MJF.
Yeah. I mean, I had MJF on my list a lot lower. Again, I watched less AEW than you do. I don't watch it at all, really. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he's great. Just, I don't watch AEW, so. Number 4, right? That's what we're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Genius of the Sky. Io Sky. I mean, Money in the Bank winner, had an amazing run as Money in the Bank winner, is basically the leader of the biggest heel group on Smackdown right now. WWE Women's Champion. Amazing match, a match of the year candidate with Bianca Belair at Backlash. She's been defending her title consistently and constantly. She's going against Mia Yim in a few weeks where she'll lose it because Mia Yim deserves the belt. Yeah, I know. I'm such a little too far there. I know.
A little
bit, just a little bit. But
it's almost as bad as your happy holidays, whatever.
Literally, it's HHH. It's Triple H. It's like, what else can you say about it?
You were doing what AV Fan was doing with CM Punk.
Okay, it's not that hard to see. Okay, I will send you the tweet. It's literally that. I will send you the tweet.
I will talk about Io Sky. I'll pull up the tweet.
Io Sky has been great. She's amazing. She's WWE Women's Champion. She's leading the best heel group on SmackDown right now since the Bloodline's kind of, in hiatus right now. She's doing great. She brought back Kairi Sane. She has Asuka. Having Asuka as like the 4th best member of your fucking faction is like, that's like fucking evolution level type great. So she's been amazing. She's got big things ahead of her. I could easily see her being in the conversation as like a new gen women's Mount Rushmore type character. After the 4 Horsemen, you got like your Rhea Ripley, you got your Io Sky, you got your Liv Morgan, you got someone else that's not the 4 Horsewomen, but who came after the 4 Horsewomen in your Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. I could easily see it in a year or 2 time.
Can you send me that actually? Because
bro cannot find the tweet.
Oh, it's a tweet. That's why.
Give me a second. I have it. I quote tweeted it. Did you know that Shayna Baszler is 2 years older than Natalya?
I saw that.
That's wild.
I was looking at the wrong app. That's why.
Here, I sent it to you.
I found it. Again, I still think that's a reach.
I don't think it's a reach because why would she separate it each time?
My number 3.
Mm-hmm. It's Sasha Banks. She's coming back to WWE.
It's the American Nightmare.
That makes sense because he's your MVP.
He was fucking outstanding. I mean, is there anything we can say about Cody Rhodes at this point?
Can we say anything bad about Cody Rhodes? Yes, the Brock feud.
It's the only negative he had all year.
That was literally 3 months of this year.
Yes. And that was bad by him and Brock standards too.
Yeah.
Cody has brought new life to the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those. I don't want to sit here for the next 2 or 3 minutes complimenting Cody Rhodes because it feels like every episode we've had, we unironically compliment Cody Rhodes. How great he is. Feels like, I mean, every episode, best matches. He had 2. He was on your list.
He had 1 match on my list.
Yeah, I meant to say 1. Superlatives. He was my MVP. He was
a roller coaster.
He was your roller coaster. He was half of your humor.
Yeah.
Every time we sit here and record, it is so hard to not mention Cody Rhodes.
Well, it's kind of hard to mention the number 1 guy in a brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you have to talk about it.
But the other thing is, we've seen guys try to be the number 1 guy in a brand and fail.
Mm-hmm.
Cody is not failing at all.
Oh, he just got a contract extension too.
Then he got a contract extension. That's how great he's been.
Yeah.
Cody has, ever since he came back at the Rumble, has not really missed bad. Like, not horrendously bad that a top guy will do once a year.
Yeah.
There's never been a top guy who's had a year where they did miss something. Cody, Brock feud missed a bit. But I wonder how much of that was really on Cody versus storytelling in Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Brock we had this year was not the same Brock we've had in years past.
I think Brock has actually been better this year than usual.
That feud, I feel like, was not.
No, they feud didn't hit, but
I felt like match-wise he wasn't the normal Brock we had. Character-wise, he was better. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a match that I felt like was Brock Lesnar.
Character matters more to me, my guy, than match.
But I expect Brock Lesnar for the match.
Bro's jiving right now.
I'm doing my Brock Lesnar impression.
Okay.
Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is also my MVP, Seth freaking Rollins.
It's almost like we have it planned.
It's almost like that. Again, I talked about this in the last few episodes. Our MVP picks are perfect reflections of ourselves.
It is. It is.
Yeah, Seth. I mean, I love Seth Rollins. I think he is one of the best character workers. He's given the spotlight to a ton of people who deserve title shots that should have titles. I do believe that Finn Balor should have the title from SummerSlam, but I understand why he's not. Seth Rollins is just him. He is the guy. He is the guy who will carry your company when you don't know what to do. And Seth has done that. Seth has made that second title, as much people want to say it's consolation prize, feel somewhat special.
It feels special.
Because now he's got people who are going after it. It's Drew, who is a top guy, even though he didn't make my list because I'm stupid. You have CM Punk buying actor. You have a ton. You have Cody. Cody was looking at it a few weeks ago about it like that. So like,
I still do strong. God damn, Silo. Bro did not. Bro saw those stairs and said, "Yippee ki yay, motherfucker!" bro yeeted himself up the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right.
Yeah, may as well. But Seth.
I mean, I think he hit harder than he did last year. So, and Seth was pretty high up in my list last year, even though I didn't do a list. But 2022 Seth was great. I think 2023 Seth was even better. So, like, Seth Rollins MVP for me, and number 3 on the list.
Also, ironically, I had to talk Grayson into doing MVP in superlatives because he thought his MVP.
My number 1 is also an MVP. Okay.
My number 1 is also
my top 4 are MVPs in my opinion.
My top 3 are MVPs of WWE.
No, they're not. But okay.
No, one of them you don't like.
Yeah.
The other one's Nia Jax. Nia Jax is my number 2. Nia Jax, outstanding all year.
Okay.
I'm doing this at number 2.
Let's be for real. Come on.
I'm doing this at number 2 because you know who my number 1 is. And you know who my number 2 is too.
Who's your number 2?
Becky Lynch.
Fantastic choice.
Is that your number 2 as well?
No.
Okay. Becky Lynch was Becky fucking Lynch. What else can we say?
Mm-hmm.
She made so many more names appear on TV.
Mm-hmm.
She elevated a lot of the NXT roster and got a lot of their names out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Grayson wouldn't know who Tiffany Stratton was without Becky Lynch.
False information. Do not spread that propaganda.
He would not be as high on Tiffany Stratton if it wasn't for Becky Lynch.
There you go. There's
He would not be as high on Roxanne Perez if it wasn't for Becky Lynch.
False. That's false. I knew about Roxanne beforehand.
But would you be as high on her as you are now?
Yeah, because I didn't watch that match. So
that's fair. Why can't I think of who beat her for the belt?
Laya Valkyrie.
Laya. Yes. Grayson would not be as high as on her if it wasn't for Becky
I'm not
Lynch.
that high on her anyways, but yeah.
Becky Lynch elevated so many people in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a lot more people on WWE TV.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was one of the best parts of the War Games match. Where we saw Shotzi hesitating to take shots at Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
And Becky Lynch was like, it's a casual Tuesday. I'm going to hit you with this damn kendo stick.
Yeah. Becky
was Becky. I mean, what more can I say about it?
She exceeded her expectations. Like we said, Roman has expectations. Seth has expectations. All these people have expectations to hit, and most of them hit them this year. But
over half this list had a specific expectation. Yeah. Drew, Kevin had expectations. Mm-hmm. We look at Seth. You could say Carmelo Hayes has an expectation because of what he's done in NXT the last few years.
It's NXT expectations.
Bayley has them. Asuka. Becky has the second highest expectation of anyone who made our list. Roman.
Yeah. Roman doesn't have that high expectation because he doesn't work.
But Becky beat the expectations that were set to the point where she shouldn't be able to beat them. Mm-hmm. That's who Becky Lynch is.
This cemented her as not a Hall of Famer, a Mount Rushmore piece.
Yeah, it's Mount Taker, Mount Becky, WWE Hall of Fame.
We can't keep giving mountains to these random women. We were like Mount Asuka, Mount Becky, but like we need to figure out a mount for the women and stick to it, so I can start making merch on it. Number 2, right? We're number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mommy.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, World Women's Champion, has done amazing work in the mic. Her defenses are having great. She's been great as champion. She's led the Judgment Day. She's been an amazing mouthpiece. She's been. I can't say more about Mommy than I already have over the last few weeks. Mommy is someone put it on Twitter, possibly could pass the Horsewomen in terms of greatness if she continues on how hot she's been going. Don't look at me like that. She's 27, my guy. Potentially, she's got 10 years to pass them up, and she's pretty close already to some of them.
Which one's she close to?
Charlotte. The worst.
I'd say she's closer to. I'd say it goes Sasha at this point.
No, because Sasha's doing stuff in Japan. Sasha's great.
Sasha, Charlotte.
Sasha's work has been so fucking great.
This is the gap.
No, the gap is.
They're right next to each other.
Sasha.
They could hold hands with how close they are to me.
I don't believe so.
And then there's Bayley.
Mm-hmm. And there's Becky. Yeah.
And then there's Becky.
I'm just saying the potential's there. I think that Rhea is very close to at least the last. Whoever you have at the last one, she's pretty close already. She's already Grand Slam champion. She's continuing on a streak. Once she loses the belt, she'll get another belt run at some point. Probably the other woman's belt that's currently circulating.
To me, it's hard for me to put her in that conversation when we have the other ones have had multiple great runs.
Yeah, but the potential is there.
The potential to get there eventually.
She's only 27.
I'd leave it at potentially could catch them.
So
I don't think she's close yet.
That's all I've said. I said she potentially could catch.
I don't think she's close yet.
I'm just saying she could potentially catch the 4 horsewomen. Okay, and I think that has to do a lot with how this year has gone. A lot of people are going to remember this run as being a bad defense run. Like she only had a few defenses.
It's a great character run,
but amazing character run. Yeah, this is her tribal chief run, but like to a lesser extent. I'm not going to say it's her like as close to tribal chief, but it's been that great.
So who wants to simp for the number 1 first?
So your number one's Gunther.
My number one's Gunther. Your number one's Becky. Who wants to simp first?
I mean, I just sent for mommy, so give me some time to recover so I can send.
Your heart's already beating. Boom, 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 boom. My number one's Gunther. It was good. It was just Gunther the whole time.
This is the biggest jump then. Yeah.
Bianca
was a pretty big jump.
Actually, no. Ilya is probably the biggest jump.
Well, I'm saying who's on the list of
because I can tell you right now, I don't think Ilya would have been in your top 25.
Probably not. No.
Because then that would be a 20-point jump.
I'm just saying on the list, this is the biggest jump we have.
Yeah. And Grayson knew this was the. If you've watched this, you knew he was in my top 3.
I thought he was your one no matter what. So it was that Ilya.
My 1 through 4, I had debates. I knew Becky wasn't gonna be my 1.
What?
I knew Becky and Cody were not gonna be my 1.
Okay, good.
Knew Becky and Cody were not gonna be my 1. MJF and Gunther were the 2. I was like, do I put MJF at 1? I decided against it. But to me, the thing about Gunther that made Gunther so great was his character work was good. If borderline, it was great, borderline outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
His in-ring work, to me, as good as he got this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me. My number 1 match did not make your list.
What was your number 1 match again?
My number 1 was the IC Triple Threat.
Okay, yeah, they did make a list.
He turned a lot of people who we have hated a lot on this show of not having great in-ring work, Bronson Reed, into having a really good match.
Yeah.
He had Chad Gable, great matches.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz, the best feud Miz has had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Drew and Sheamus in the IC Triple Threat, outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the best match we had all year. Drew versus Gunther, SummerSlam, outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Went the distance in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You do not expect someone of his size to last over 60 minutes in a ring. And it wasn't like he was 5 minutes in, go lay in the corner.
He did a lot of that, though.
But he didn't do as much as you'd expect still.
Yeah.
He was still actively involved in the match, especially early on, which we see a lot of the people who have gone the distance at his size either completely dominate the ring like we saw Brock did in 2020, or it's someone like Ray who is built
to last
that long. Even when Roman went the distance in his Rumble, he was out of the match for like 15 minutes. Not in the corner, genuinely in the back because they wrote him off to go in the back. Gunther, to me, had as good of a year as a mid-card champion could have. And while we only had 1 world title belt, people weren't really stressing because the 1 title we had on Raw for that bit knew the guy who had it could handle being you look at him, he's the guy on your brand. Of course, Seth eventually got it. Seth became the guy. And then Gunther easily took that step back. Of, hey, my title's still very fucking important. It's not the main title on a brand. And he took that step.
Yeah. And
that's a step that I don't think people realize is as hard as it is going from the guy still holding the belt you had as the guy to you're not the number 1 guy, you're the number 2 guy when it comes to belts. But we're still going to make it feel fucking important.
Yeah. So my number 1 is Odyssey Jones. I feel so bad for ragging on him. If he ever watches this, I apologize, Odyssey.
Odyssey, it's a joke. We love you.
It's a joke. But I mean, apparently he's in conversation to join the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. So there's a conversation about that. Anyway,
put him back in NXT at this point. Please.
Trade him for Carmelo. There you go.
Trade him for Carmelo. Trade him for Braun. Trade him for Ilya. Trade him for someone who's going to do something.
Yeah, but
SmackDown needs the bodies right now.
Okay, yeah.
And even though they got a few bodies, getting somewhat, we didn't even talk about the Angel Garza, and
because they don't matter.
they got them back. They're getting the AOP. They're getting Cross. They're getting bodies back, but they need more bodies than what they're getting back.
They need more faces. That's what they need.
Yes, because they added 4 heels last episode.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about Becky Lynch.
I mean, we already talked about Becky Lynch, how great she is. I mean, NXT Women's Champion to elevate every single person on that fucking roster. Literally. Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyrie. I mean, Cora was hurt, so she didn't have the chance. Indy was right at Raw, so it didn't really matter there. She's elevating people above and beyond. She gave Xia Li TV time, which is impressive. And Tegan Knox, which I love Tegan Knox. I think Tegan deserves more TV time. But that's why Tegan's in a tag team now, is because she got the TV time and she was able to show off what she got. And people had a positive reaction to Tegan, so she got a chance to be in a tag team with Natalia. So Becky Lynch has done so much more than what she has shown on in the ring. It's been more about what she has done for the company overall, and that's why I was like, my number one is my MVP for a long time, is because Becky Lynch was doing MVP work all around. She is an MVP. I don't want to say that. I just, for that video, I want to make sure that it was different than my actual number one. Anyways, but Becky's far and away the best wrestler, I believe, this whole year. She's been amazing. Her in-ring work has been amazing. Her on the mic work has been
on the mic's insane.
Awesome.
She's great on this. She's the best woman on the mic.
She is killing Nia Jax right now.
5 years in the making.
Yeah, 5 years in the making. Yeah.
And my biggest knock on Becky wasn't Becky's fault. And it was that Mania match.
Yeah.
And that's not her fault.
They didn't have any plan for her at that time. So
And Tiffany and not Trish and Lita were not it. It was genuinely watching 2 old people try to wrestle. Trish eventually figured it out for one match at least.
Yeah. But I mean,
Becky wasn't that match.
Becky had 2 my match of the year, so
that was my only knock on Becky all year, was that Mania match.
That's valid.
I didn't have a knock on Gunther personally.
I have plenty of knocks on Gunther.
Yes. I know. We all know.
We all know. This episode got a lot longer than we thought it'd be.
Oh my god, I thought. Well, I think the fact that we kept forgetting people.
That does have a big impact on this. But I was thinking, hour and a half. This is gonna be our longest episode, probably.
No.
Yeah, because our longest episode's an hour 56.
What else do we have to talk about?
I won't. That we have no fucking faces on SmackDown. Literally, we have none. Besides, what, I guess Randy. I mean, AJ Styles is in this weird weird zone where he's not a face. I mean,
Randy,
okay, so we have Randy, Kevin, LA,
Dragon Lee.
Is Dragon Lee even? No, he's not even on SmackDown right now, my guy.
He's fine. He's still.
He's showing up, but he's also showing up on a Raw.
He's doing double duty.
He's North American champion.
We have. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Boom, boom. We have Ray's actually just had surgery.
Who on the women's side is a face besides? Okay, so it's Michin, Zelina Vega, and Bianca Belair. They're healthy.
We also have SmackDown side. You said? Did you say Shotzi?
I mean, I don't consider Shotzi at this point. But I'm just telling you the truth. Shotzi's and
Becky's on. Isn't Becky technically SmackDown?
No, she's not. She's Raw.
She is Raw. Oh yeah. It's the whole brand, them crossing over for that.
Oh, it's not like I've been criticizing the brand split for being fucking terrible this year.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the SmackDown roster.
I can name 4 faces. That's it. They need more faces.
Butch.
Jahil. I mean, Butch. I mean,
we said KO. I guess Gallows and Anderson are technically face.
I'm talking like could go against Roman or go against like a top guy. Like
Sheamus.
Sheamus has been out forever. I mean, he hasn't even come back yet.
Who else?
Butch and Ridge Holland were on NXT.
Butch is on SmackDown. He has a match this upcoming.
Yeah, against Dragon Lee, right?
No, it's a tag match.
And that was
And
last
they're
week.
probably going to call up Tyler Bate.
Cool. I'm just saying there's no faces that they have 4 guys. I mean, and 4 guys is a lot, but like when you have on the Raw side when the faces and heels feel balanced, on SmackDown there's no balance, and the on both sides of the men and female division is kind of just like, who do you put against these heels? We need to start having some turns. I know trips takes a long time on turns, but like turns need to start happening so we can actually have a decent balance in SmackDown. That's all.
They'll get more.
Yeah.
They're actually going to have Karrion Kross be fake.
Jesus Christ, please don't.
That'd be horrible.
Anything else to add for this episode? No? Anything?
Do you know who's the do you know who has the Cheez-Its belt?
There's a Cheez-Its belt?
It's for a ball game.
Oh.
Do you know who the ambassador is?
Is it LA Knight?
It's Top Dollar.
That's awesome, actually. No, I'm not gonna lie.
And someone's like, man, he could have been WWE's ambassador.
Did you hear that Top Dollar, that massive botch he had?
Saved his life?
Saved his life. Yeah. Which is awesome. Because, I mean, you can say whatever we want about the man, about his work and everything like that, but, like, the fact that he's alive is awesome.
New York's Post, male and female wrestler of the year. The male, Bronson Reed. The female,
You're fucking with me. You're fucking with me.
Nia Jax.
You're fucking with me.
No. The male was MJF.
Okay. Whatever.
The female, Zoe Stark.
No shit. No. I need proof of this.
It was Becky Lynch.
Okay, go ahead. Jesus Christ. I was going to say, what the fuck is the New York Post on today? All right. We're going to wrap up this episode before fucking bro gets fucking slap happy and starts saying some wild ass shit about some wrestlers. He's already said enough shit today. But thank you guys for watching this episode of the Curb Stop podcast. Happy New Year, because we won't see you guys until 2024, and then we'll make some jokes about not seeing you guys for a whole year.
All over them.
What?
I'll be all over those jokes.
Yeah. But next week is going to be our predictions for 2024.
Predictions, stuff like that.
Yeah, like all that jazz. We'll just guys see you guys then. That was words, I think.
English.
Yeah, English is not friendly to me today.
It's hard.
But yeah, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week when we talk about 2024 in general. Bye-bye.